Tell me a little bit about, your childhood and
Yeah,
all the
for sure.
sports you did and stuff.
So I grew up in LA. My parents moved from Russia when I was about to be born, so I could like be born in California and enjoy the ocean, I guess. And I didn't grow up surfing at all. I grew up doing like every sport you could think of, and I wasn't really good at any of them except for running and martial arts. And I think why I like those sports is because if you worked hard enough, you could just be the fastest runner if you trained hard enough. If you set a pace in a wrestling match or got in their head, you could beat someone that was better than you. And those are the sports that I started to excel in, and I like them a lot. Like notable achievements for running was like running a marathon when I was 13. I did like an open ocean swim that was like 5 miles when I was 12 or something. So I had like this endurance background, and then yeah, I tried to sign up for some like 50-mile trail race, and my dad wouldn't let me because he thought I'd have a heart attack or something. And then that's when I transitioned into wrestling, and yeah, I had a pretty crazy schedule growing up. I mean, like he said, like we both couldn't move. They wanted to put me on Ritalin and stuff in elementary school, just like distraction to the class, to the school, fighting, doing not want to do my homework. It was so bad to the point where like my dad had to call my grandma that was a retired English teacher in the Soviet Union to be like my full-time tutor and caretaker. Like would wake me up, would take me to school, would take me to practice. And when I was in middle school, I got really into hardcore training because I just liked it. It made me feel good. I had asthma, so I really had to train extra hard to kind of beat my asthma, and pretty much pick the hardest sports like running, wrestling, boxing, swimming. And yeah, my schedule was super intense. Like Monday through Wednesday was like jiu-jitsu practice and wrestling practice. On the days off, it was like doing pull-ups, sneaking weights into my room because I wasn't allowed to lift weights until I was older. On the weekends, it was boxing and swim team on the weekends too. But yeah, anyway, sports have always been there for me. They've been my favorite thing, and I always kind of looked for a sport that I could excel in, and it wasn't tennis, it wasn't boxing, it wasn't running, it wasn't wrestling. And then when I found surfing, I kind of had this epiphany that like, hey, it's you versus a wave, and there's no one really that's going to be in your way, and you can just go over to that wave over and over again and continue learning it. And yeah, I guess I could transition into my first kind of notable surfing experience. I changed friend groups in high school due to a bunch of random stuff, but my friend Luca took me out surfing in Venice, and I caught my first wave, and I was stoked. And ever since then, I would just go surf every day, twice a day, sometimes all day. And it was like weird for the first couple of years. I was like, am I really the guy who's like really into surfing? Am I a real surfer? Am I like addicted to surfing? How long is this gonna last? And my surfing approach was totally different. I didn't surf just to shortboard or go surf casually in Venice. Like coming from that sports background, I was always taught to like set goals and like fight for them and achieve them. And right away, I just set this goal of like wanting to surf Mavericks, and I had this like 20-foot number in my head. I don't know why, but I was like, I need to get a 20-foot wave at Mavericks. And I'd heard all these rumors and myths about it, like the lore of Mavs. And like my dad had this totally messed up misconception. He would tell me like 200 people have died at Mavericks, and there's like bones on the bottom and all this crazy stuff. And I was really young, but yeah, I used to watch videos of it and stuff. And once I was out of high school and I was surfing, I took my first trip up there and just fell in love with that wave. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's super sick. Like his story is just incredible. There's so much to it. Like of him like getting into big wave surfing after like not many years of surfing in general. Just kind of really is the perfect example of like just believing in yourself and just like being delusional about what you think you can do and what it can do if you just set no limits and you just shoot really, really high. Because look at him now, he's been surfing big waves for 10 years and there's no wave on earth that's too big for him. And it's sick. And it's awesome. It's inspiring. He inspired me when I met him. And it was just, really like fate. A lot of things that between me and him have just seemed like fate for us to take the next step, to like move to Hawaii and really go all in, like extra all in, and everything. And but yeah, he's the one that started surfing big waves first. He inspired me.
Man, I don't know what the fuck going on lately, bro, but everybody acting real different and shit. Ain't nobody was talking to me like a few months ago, and everybody hit my phone up and shit.